Hello everyone, this is Carly at Crafting with Class, and today I have a really fun happy birthday Fiesta card to share with you. So let's get started first with the goods, what I used to make this card. All the supplies will be listed below for you. So starting with Mama Elephant's basic slimline dies. This is Waffle Flowers Hola, Mexico. So I'm using the stamp and the coordinating dies. And Tim Holtz with Sizzix, the Shadow Script Everyday #1 dies in Spanish. This is the Sheltering Tree and Leaf Trio from MFT, and then 3 colors of Distress Oxide inks. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up the stamps and stamp them on my stamping platform and color them with Copics. So I always start with the darkest and then go into the lightest and color the images in like that. Now here they are all colored in, very colorful, and I did use all of those Copic markers, but I wanted my card to be nice and colorful. So now I'm going to take the coordinating dies and go ahead and cut them out. Here they are all cut out. Next I took the Slim Card Basics panel and die kit it out of blue and green, and then took the landscape die to cut out the grass scene for my scene. So I'm going to take, starting with the Mowed Lawn Distress ink, and just add some color to the edges. As you can see, I'm using a brown brush because clearly I cannot read, even though yes, I'm a teacher. So I'm going to add that up, and of course I noticed that. So right away I scrubbed the heck out of this brush to make sure I get all that green off, because it will be for browns. I'm going to go ahead and clean off my board, and now I can see blue for blue. Visual person here. So I'm going to go ahead and add some ink to the edges, and I like to tap off on the matte, because then I can pick up the color directly from the matte, and it kind of saves some ink and doesn't waste it as much. So I'm going to clean off my matte so I can switch colors, and now I'm going to go for the brown. And oh, looky here, now my brown my brown little blender brush. So I'm going to go ahead and use some brown to bring out the edges and design that the die kind of engraves or embosses into the paper. Okay, so now I wanted to make some clouds, so I got some white pigment ink, and I'm kind of blending little shapes, little cloud shapes with my brush. So I forgot to tap off, and I made a big blob of white, but when I moved it around with my finger, I actually really liked how that looked, because it created these really billowy, soft clouds. So happy accident. And so now I'm going to go ahead and glue the grass piece to set the scene of the sky and the floor, the grass. I'm going to take some of that stray glue there on the mat. Now I'm ready to glue down my pieces. So I'm going to begin with the tree that'll be on the side. So I'm going to glue that down and then trim off the excess. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add the papel picado banner to the side, to the right side. So I'm going to place that down and then start to add my images. So I know I want to add 2 of the cacti to the right side. So I'm going to first glue in the one closest to the right and under the banner. And then the second one, I'm going to adhere a little bit lower, just so there's, a little bit more visual difference there. And I will trim off the excess. Now I want to add, and trim off the little excess from the banner string. So now I'm going to add my little people there. So I'm deciding about how I want to place them. I kind of want them to be kind of serenading her, like all around her. So I wanted to spread out where all my little mariachi was going to be standing. So that's pretty much how I think I want the layout to go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go ahead and start adhering everything. And of course I need to put my piñata hanging from the tree, and that will set the scene perfectly. So I'm good to go. I'm going to go ahead and adhere the little images of the mariachi players, musicians, and adjust them accordingly. Then I put glue on the back, but then I went, wait, I want to pop her up. So I grabbed my foam tape and added some foam to the back to pop her up and make her stand out from the rest of the images on the card. Because she is, right, the main one. It's the birthday girl. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that liner paper and then pop her up onto the card. And I really, really like the way that she looked popped up. Totally the right decision there. So next I wanted to pop up a few other of the elements. So I started by popping up the piñata, and then I hung that from the tree. And then I wanted to pop up the papel picado, but I kind of already adhered it with glue. So I very carefully lifted it up and then added little pieces of foam tape again. And then, yes, again, that was the right decision because it looked great hanging there from the foam adhesive. Peeling off the last little liner. And yep, that's what I wanted. So now I'm going to go ahead and adhere the pieces on the left side. So I'm going to begin with the cactus. And again, I want to kind of stagger them so there's one a little higher than the other. So I'm going to put the cactus there and see if I want to scooch it over a little bit to give my little musician a little bit more room. And then I'm going to adhere him down. All right, and now I can go ahead and attach the very last one, which is the last remaining cactus. So I will put that on there and then trim the excess of that. And I will adjust just a little bit. All right, so that's pretty much the scene. Now I want to go ahead and finish this by adding the sentiment. So I strapped it onto my stamping platform, and then I'm adding the sentiment from the stamp set that says Feliz Cumpleaños, Happy Birthday. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and attach it to all the layers. So first I'm going to attach it to this first layer, the scalloped layer. So I'm going to add glue to the back and center it as best as I can, which is why glue is fantastic because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. All right, so once I got it, then I can attach it to the card base. And for a slimline card, this is 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5. And so now I'm going to go ahead and adhere this panel to the card base. All right, good to go. So now I'm going to, oh, there were some little musical notes in the stamp set, so I thought that would be super cute. So I went ahead and stamped some around the little mariachi musicians to further enhance the scene. Okay, so now adding details. So I took some stickles, glitter, and added it to different parts of the papel picado banner. And then here and there along the card, so adding those little bits of stickles, and then over to the little flower in her hair, and to make the piñata sparkle, and of course adding it to the trim of her dress so she can sparkle as she twirls around in her folklorico dress. So adding a little bit more details, a more sparkle to the dress. And I think that is good to go there. I'm going to add a few more to the little buttons on the mariachi hats. I think they're buttons, but the design on there. All right, so I'm going to set that aside to dry, and now I'm going to work on the inside. So I took the Tim Holtz dies in Spanish, shocker, right? I didn't even know he made dies in Spanish, but here they are. So it says felicidades, which is like congratulations, or in this case, like best wishes, right, for her birthday. So I die cut them in red glitter and in green. So I'm going to adhere them together and add some details with the white gel pen to make them pop. And now I'm ready to adhere them all to the inside. So I have my little guy there, adhering him to the side, and then the die cut to the center, and then the exclamation marks before the expression and after, which is how it's done in Spanish. So that is the card, friends. I hope that you liked it and had fun watching me put it together. So here's one last look at how it came out, and I'm so happy. I hope my friend loves it. And here's one last peek of the inside. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in more of my videos, then go ahead and check these out. See you next time. Bye.